Hello, in this video I'm going to go over another solo activity that is fairly popular with quite a few people that play the game Elder Scrolls Online, and that is furnishing plan farming. I'm going to go over some tips on what you should do and how you should set up when you're going to do this, and then some methods that you can use. So first off, I would recommend having a few damage skills on your setup so that in case you encounter any mobs, you can at least clear them away if you need to. Most overland stuff dies pretty quickly, so you don't have to worry too much on that. I'm on my crafting build right now, so as you can see, I'm wearing Adept Rider, which gives me major expedition at all times, and then Jailbreaker from the Banished Cells, that gives me minor expedition. And then I'm also wearing the Wild Hunt ring, which gives me movement speed boost as well. That makes it so I can move around really fast. So if you're in a area that you need to run back to the beginning of a delve or something like that to reset an instance, then this will speed things up for that in that regard. Just make sure you're wearing some skills that can kill some mobs. But in the champion tree, there's one slottable here that you're going to really want to make sure that you have slotted, and that is the Homemaker slot. It's not a slottable, it's a passive now. It used to be a slottable. But this right here, you want to make sure you have this filled in because you can get a chance to get a double pull for a furnishing plan. So this is really important. Another thing is companion-wise. I know a lot of people kind of dog on companions, but there are a lot of benefits to companions that you don't even have to have them out. Once you get their rapport up all the way, their buff is truly passive, the buff that they have while they're out. So, for example, um, if you're in a trial, um, all of the companion keepsakes here, like this, are account-wide passive then. You don't have to actually have them out to benefit from these. So I would, if you were interested in that, I did make a video quite a ways back all about companions. Go onto my channel and check that out. I go over everything on how to level them up, how to get their rapport up, and then also where to get them, and as well as how to set them up in my recommendation. But this passive right here from Azandar is really nice to have when you're looting because it can give you a another lootable that can have stuff inside of it. And so I would recommend if you don't have his rapport up all the way, at least have him out while you're farming for this stuff because you can get a chance to pull one of his lootables as well. Um, so lastly, I'm going to talk about a couple of ways you can reset an instance, and then also what kind of an area you're wanting to look for when you're farming. Uh, so I'm going to go over the area thing first because that's really going to take the longest in terms of narrowing that down. And spoiler alert, I'm going to do videos on popular, or maybe not so popular, maybe not so well known, but very good furnishing plan farm locations. I'm going to cover those probably in individual videos so that I don't make like an hour-long video on just farming furnishing plans. I don't know how many people will be interested in this topic, but I figured I could chop it up into different videos, and we'll see how it goes. If I'm not getting much interest in it, then I probably won't do as much as I was planning on doing, but we'll see. But essentially, what you're wanting to look for is an area that has a lot of lootables in it. Either urns, backpacks. In my opinion, the best place to, or I should say, container or whatnot to loot for plans is a wardrobe. And if you can find an area that has a lot of wardrobes, then I believe that that is going to be your best bet for farming furnishings. Now, the general rule is if you get a purple plan, that character is on cooldown for that type of purple plan for an entire day. So if you're farming an area and you get a purple plan, then you're going to want to switch characters or go farm a different area. Um, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about is the types of plans are in specific areas pretty much. There, for example, if you go to Vvardenfell, you're going to get the House Hollow plans, the Morag Tong, and the Telvanni, and all that. And then Telvanni Peninsula has Telvanni plans, for example. West Weald has Colovian. So it depends on what type of plan you're wanting to farm in terms of what type of plan or I should say, what area you need to go to. Um, the exception to that, there's a couple that are kind of all over the place, and one of the most common ones for that is the Dwemer stuff. That's you have to go into a Dwemer rune in order to farm those, and so it depends on what type of farm you're wanting to do, and then where you would need to go to get that. So now I'm going to go into how you reset your zone that you're farming. In a lot of these cases, there's a door that you can walk out and go back in, and it will reset the environment. If that's not the case, if you're just kind of in an open area, for example, I was farming down in northern Elsweyr, in a small area here down by Two Moons Temple. There's some urns down here that are just out in the open. Well, how do you reset that? Well, you would travel to a house like this, to the Crown Store house. You don't want to travel to somebody's house that owns the house. You want to go preview a house. And basically what you're wanting to do is try to kick the game into a load screen like this. And then just walk out the door. And it will take you back to the area that you were. Now, this is not going to take me back to my house. It's going to take me back to where I was last overland. So you're going to want to make sure that you have a method to reset your environment. You can log off if you want to. That's a method of doing it. However, that it might take longer than what I just did there. So that's just my recommendation, is to narrow down a location of what you're wanting to farm, and then figure out how you can reset it to maximize your time, so you can loot all the containers, reset it, and do it again. I would also recommend not spending a ton of time doing it, because it is kind of a monotonous activity. If you're trying to sell this stuff on market, you might want to try and research a little bit what plans are going for, and how much. Now that we've got these add-ons, now there's add-ons that tell you how much stuff trades for. As you can see on my screen there, it'll tell you market price for certain things. You can easily go up to a trader and then just search for furnishing plans, and then see what type of plan is selling for quite a bit. If you're wanting to farm for your own character's learning, there's a nice add-on for learning the furnishing plan list here. You can go in and check and see what you're missing, and you can kind of specialize how you can look that up, and that that add-on is called the 702 Craft Completionist. This will tell you the entire list of everything that's in the game, and how you look at that is you go to the journal, go to the lore library, and once you're in this screen here, you hit triangle, and then you can look at either the motif list, the recipe list, or furnishing plan list. And the furnishing plan list will show you how much your character has learned. So there you've got the total number of plans, and then the first number is how many your character knows. So you can kind of figure out how many plans you've known versus how many are still out there. If you're wanting to complete that, then you can go in here. The red ones are the unknown ones, and then the green ones you know. So if there's something that is not known, then you can kind of look up how to go farm that. Some of these, I will tell you, are kind of difficult to farm, and the methods may not be as simple as a overland situation. For example, I know how to make the Khajiit enchanted braziers, and those are only, that plan for that is only obtainable if you go to Grahtwood, and way up north here there is a Khajiit mission giver that's a daily quest that you can do, and the only way you can start doing those quests, this is convoluted as hell compared to other methods of getting plans. You have to go into the crown store, and you go to the quest starter prologues, and you have to complete the demon weapon here. It's basically the prologue for the Elsweyr chapter. Once you complete that, then when you go to Grahtwood and you travel to this way shrine here, the Cormount Way Shrine, and you go up north just a little bit, it's really, I think it's right about here. I haven't done it in a while. It might be up here. I don't know exactly the location off the top of my head, but you do daily missions, and then eventually you have chance drop to get the plans for this. So you can either learn the plan, or you can make some money trading the plan on traders. But that's an example of, you have to kind of learn how to get some of this stuff. It's not necessarily just looting containers over land. There may be a specific method that you have to do, such as farming a daily, or like the one I just explained, you have to do a prologue quest before you can even get access to the daily. So some of this stuff is a little bit hard to figure out how to get to. So you might want to look online if you don't know for sure how to get stuff. Looking up, for example, this was kind of a pain. And I actually didn't have to do the missions for very long. It just took me a couple days of focusing on, and then I finally got it. But getting to that point was a little bit of a mess. But that's going to be the end of this video. I'm going to do some more videos on specific farms in specific zones, and how to get specific types of plans, so I can not make this video so super long. But thank you for watching. If you're interested in this video, keep an eye out for more. If I get a lot of interest in this one, then I'll keep doing this category. But I'm trying to figure out what people are interested in the most, and then try to cover that, and maybe also cover some stuff that maybe people have no idea about, and I can talk about that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.